Yet another disappointing day in the office for Chennai Super Kings. It feels like same old story for Chennai Super Kings this season of IPL 2025. But with Tanuj Lakhina with us at the other end, it doesn't feel like the same old story because he's smiling as ever. He's got nothing to worry about. And we welcome him back to Beyond the Boundary. Disappointing show for Chennai once again. They had their Thala back as leader after 683 days. Made no difference.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of fanfare around MS Dhoni becoming returning as captain, but they have bigger worries, and after about or 30 odd overs, we are back to square one as far as Chennai are concerned. Maybe this was an even more humbling defeat than what we have seen so far this season. I think loss to RCB was a blow, was one of the lows as far as losing at home is concerned, and this was another, just like, this was harrowing to see. We have seen them drop a lot of catches. Today was the turn of the batting, not firing once again.
If you look at the batting card, nothing much to write home about. Rachin Ravindra failed again. Devon Conway gone. Rahul Tripathi gone. The only two saving grace for this side were Vijay Shankar and Shivam Dubey. Shivam Dubey stood tall once again, 31 not out. But the rest of the batting just collapsed. Mahendra Singh Dhoni again coming into bat at number 8 just beats the whole logic for me. I can't, like, for my life understand what's happening there. But he can claim that he was unlucky, or so the his fans think. But overall, it was a shambolic performance, and they got trapped in their own web. If I were to use a word that Harsha Bogle used on Twitter, they laid a trap and they got trapped in their own web.
Yeah, the toss went their way. It was their home conditions. They for many years they've been the team that has understood their conditions um, better than any other team has. That has not been the case this year. Fleming had spoken about it, and I think that was the case today also. They chose to bat. MS Dhoni in the post-match reactions has spoken that the ball didn't necessarily come as quick to the bat. The conditions were slow. The ball didn't come to the bat as quickly as they wished they would. But that he acknowledged that it was the same for the second innings as well. Um, K- and KKR didn't have a problem at all in that department. But it was the KKR spinners that sort of spun the web and broke the CSK completely. Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan, and Moin Ali combining to take 6 wickets, bowling 12 overs. And KKR understood that the conditions are suitable for spinners, that they didn't go for the seamers enough. And even if the seamers were employed, they were using the slower balls, the off cutters, so to speak, also to put the batters under pressure.
Yeah, you're right. And the chase was very easy. Sunil Narayan and Quinton de Kock starting off the chase quite well. And then towards the end, Sunil Narayan finishing off with 44. In the end, the skipper, Ajinkya Rahane and Rinku Singh batting together and completing the chase in 10.1 overs. Nothing much that the Chennai bowlers could do. It was a one-way traffic and quite easy for Kolkata to pick up two valuable points and like sort of put their campaign back on track. They're now in the third place. Remember, they're the defending champion, and Chennai are sliding further and further away from a possible revival this season. It doesn't look good at all. I think it's fair to say it's near impossible to come back from the situation.
Yeah, I think we were discussing this a couple of days ago. When is it time where you realize that this is probably it? Coming back from here is not possible, or is not is just. I mean, we are just who have our backs against the wall significantly that we can't do much really at this point. And I think this is it for CSK. This is either it's make or break time. If they want to have that hope, that ambition to do something from here on, they need to make strong changes. But with Ruturaj Gaikwad already not available for the rest of the tournament, MS Dhoni looking like a liability from the word go. The chances of making radical changes are also slim. Uh, so I'll just throw in a stat as well to highlight how dire it has been for them. They've lost 5 games in a row. It has happened in the IPL for them for the first time, and it is their third consecutive defeat at Chipok, which is also another first for them. So
Yeah, you're right, Tanuj. It's looking very dire and very desperate right now for Chennai Super Kings. But the tournament may be like sort of ending for Chennai. It looks like a disaster for them right now. But for the other teams in the competition, they're still very much in the fray. And we have a doubleheader Saturday, two games. First up in Lucknow, we have Lucknow versus Gujarat. And then later in the day, we have Sunrisers Hyderabad against Punjab Kings. Hyderabad are aiming to get one better than Chennai Super Kings and revive their campaign. First, looking at the Gujarat versus Lucknow game, that's going to be an interesting one because Gujarat appears to have settled down to a combination, and Lucknow, despite the odd win here and there, are still struggling.
yeah, I think Shubman Gill summed it up really well after the previous game. That if the organizers, if the match officials are struggling to figure out who to give the man of the player of the match award to in the winning side, that's his way of feeling that it's a collective effort, which I think is true for Gujarat. That it has been a collective effort where it's not been a one person show. The batters, the bowlers, everyone's sort of chipped in. So that way, Gujarat have looked really well, really good so far. So yeah, the game tomorrow in Lucknow will be an interesting one, but I bank on Gujarat to keep their run going.
Yeah. If you are ready, then I can show you my fantasy 11 plus the impact player for this game. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mitchell Marsh, Sai Sudarshan. I've picked Nicholas Puran as captain and wicket keeper. Joss Butler, Abdul Samad, Shah Rukh Khan, Shardul Thakur, Sai Kishore, Digwesh Rathi, Mohammad Siraj, and Prasidh Krishna. My impact player, I picked Sharfane Rutherford.
I agree with all choices, but for maybe Shardul Thakur, I think all said and done, after his blazing start uh, during at the start of the tournament, I think he's sort of lost his mojo in the matches since. Has looked he looked shaky in a lot of in a lot of ways. Has had problems with extras as well. So I think that is the only aspect of this playing 11 that I am probably not entirely sure with, but rest of them are very good choices.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
they've sort of picked themselves, I think,
yeah.
because they're all performers right now. They sort of
Mhm.
pick themselves, and I think that in that sense, it's an easy choice. The next game also, the Punjab Kings game against Sunrisers Hyderabad. For that game also, the choices are pretty easy, but Punjab appear to be overwhelming favorites for this particular contest, don't they?
Yeah, I think much like Chennai so far, Sunrisers Hyderabad have also struggled to get any sort of combination going, any sort of synergy in terms of either if it was an individual who was overperforming and the rest, and it was a collective issue, then we would have at least closer games. But for Sunrisers and Chennai, it's not even a collective effort that is working or individuals who are doing well. So yeah, Punjab have it in my view to take this game. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely, Punjab appear to be the overwhelming favorites, and that's why when you see my fantasy 11, you'll get a sense of why I'm rating Punjab so highly. Can I go ahead
Yeah,
with my Punjab? Sorry, with my fantasy 11. Slip of tongue.
yeah,
Sl- Yeah. So here I go. Priyan Sharia, Prabsimran Singh as the wicket keeper,
yeah,
Shreyas Iyer as the captain,
hmm,
Aniket Verma, Shashank Singh,
yeah,
Glenn Maxwell,
mm,
Kamindu Mendes, Pat Cummins, Lockie Ferguson,
yeah.
Arshdeep Singh, and Yuzvendra Chahal. And my impact player is Harshal Patel.
Yeah, I think
So, yeah, so
this is
this squad is basically you've got just that one line of Hyderabad players, and that too appear to be like token presence in this lineup.
yeah, I think this is just like Punjab plus bonus options from Hyderabad, so to speak, where Pat Cummins is sort of not at the best of starts, but you can count on him to shine here and there, to not go for runs extensively either. So that is one of the good choices there. As far as I mean, if you were to go for the most obvious ones from the Sunrisers, I think Cummins would be one of them.
Yeah, I think the choice for this game is also pretty simple. Punjab Kings appear to be the overwhelming favorites even for this contest. Uh,
Yeah,
we are in agreement for that as well.
completely. Yes.
So the choices are clear. Punjab Kings for this particular game and for the previous game, the first game of the day, it's very clear that it will be Gujarat Titans. Easy pickings for both Tanuj and I. I think this is probably the easiest double header picks and the easiest beyond the boundary for the two of us because there's nothing much to talk about from the Chennai Super Kings performance. Like, how much can you berate somebody? There is there's a limit to, like, even criticizing or even finding flaws. It's gone beyond that situation right now with Chennai, and they need to make, like you said, radical changes to their lineup if they have to have any kind of hope of making it to the playoffs or of having a revival for next season.
Yeah, I think even to have a respectable close to the season, you need radical changes now. You can't. You're at a stage where nothing is working, nothing is clicking. So you just need to make radical changes, if at all. But that radical change needs to start with not having MS Dhoni in the lineup. But we all know that is not going to happen.
Yeah, the points table present a sorry state of affairs for Chennai Super Kings. It's only going to get worse from here because more or less you can write them off because it's impossible for them now to like make it to the playoffs. It's going to be very difficult because they need to win at least 7 of the remaining 8 games, and we know for a fact that in T20 cricket that's not possible. It's very difficult to maintain that level of consistency. So we made our picks for the Fantasy 11. Both Tanuj and I are heartbroken by the performance of Chennai Super Kings today, and we hope that their performances get better. You can go and play fantasy on any platform that you want to play using our teams as a guide. But for now, I request you to please like, share, subscribe TOI Sports on whatever platform that you're watching us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, remember to like, share, and subscribe and press the notification bell to know when Tanuj and I will be back with you once again to discuss more about IPL in this ongoing season. So that's it from Tanuj and I for tonight. Tanuj, thanks a lot for joining us today once again.
Thank you.
We'll be back again tomorrow with yet another Beyond the Boundary. Till then, from Tanuj and I, please take very good care of yourselves. It's good night, goodbye, and God bless.